Hello there, this is Radio Shark on a pirate satellite, the Clark the Shark Show, 1-800-449-8255. We got all the topics on the table here this morning on Detroit's WCMY Radio, the big talker in the morning with America's #1 shock jock, talk radio jock. Clark the Shark, 1-800-449-8255, right here on Detroit's WCYM, whatever, WCMY. See my W, Detroit. Here's Sharky in the morning. And it's Sharky right here, 1-800-449-8255, the fabulous Clark the Shark. And it's bright and early, everyone. It's 5 a.m. It's still dark outside. We got all the topics on the table. We're going to be talking about remembering ideas. That's topic number 1. Topic number 2 is North Korea. And topic number 3 is arithmetic at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. And did you know that most Americans don't know geography nor arithmetic on the Clark the Shark Show? Bet you didn't know that. From the golden EIB Sharkraphone, Clark the Shark is hitting you live in the morning. It's 5 a.m. It's like 4:38 a.m. It's dark still, and they're making me get up early here at WCMY Radio. See my Sharky on the radio, and I'm going to be having my sidekick, Bea Quivers. She's going to be joining me someday. I'm trying to get her on the radio because she's my African-American female sidekick. We're going to reach out to the African-American community with Bea Quivers joining me right here on the Clark the Shark Show and WCMY Detroit. And we know there are plenty of people of color in Detroit on the Clark the Shark Show, 1-800-449-8255. And Bea Quivers, she's over there right now, but she's a little bit shy. She won't come on the show. She's just like writing something over there, 1-800-449-8255. So we're going to talk about topic number 1, remembering ideas. Now, me, Clark the Shark, I got to keep coming up with funny stuff or like ironic stuff or like irreverent stuff or like neato stuff or cool stuff or bitchin' stuff or, oh, dude, that's rad stuff. Like little word ideas, little phrases, little jingles, little singles. Sharky's new hit single at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show on Detroit's WCMY Radio, right here in the morning. The big talker, the king of talk radio. That's Clark the Shark. You know you're on it, baby. And I'm here with Bea Quivers, my African-American female sidekick. She's going to be reaching out to you, kind of like that Robin Quivers over there with Howard Stern. Howard Stern's like, I used to butt bongo. Butt bongo. Butt bongo. I'm Howard Stern. I sell brassieres. I sell bras. I sell pantyhose. And I butt bongo. I'm Howard Stern at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. And I got a fake audience. And I got bot followers. And I got no subscribers. I don't know even how I'm on Sirius Radio because I'm not very good and I'm not very funny at 1-800-449-8255. And even Michael Savage is like funnier than Howard Stern or, you know, any of those fucking guys. They all suck. Hannity, Hush Bimbo, Greg Gutfeld. I mean, come on over and listen to Clark the Shark if you want the good stuff. 1-800-449-8255, WCMY, Detroit, the big talker in the morning with the biggest talker, Clark the Shark, at 1-800-449-8255. You won't get no butt bongo from Sharky. I mean, I gotta admit, that was, when I saw butt bongo, you know, way back in the day, like Howard Stern with Robin Quivers. I'm like, you know, I need an African-American sidekick, kind of like Howard Stern at 1-800-449-8255. So I got Bea Quivers right here with me. And I'm coming to you live from South Central Los Angeles tonight, Monday morning. I'm not even lying, dude. I'm in a tent. And, like, I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, and they're broadcasting my show out of Detroit Because I'm so fucking poor, I don't even have a car, and I live in a tent at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. And they're like, well, Shark, can you move your storage units, and can you pick up your life and just move to Detroit in a bunch of moving trucks? And I'm like, well, no, dude, all my shit's in storage. And they're like, well, I mean, Sharky, that's what people do when you get a new job. You're like in LA or San Diego, and then Detroit calls, and they're like, Sharky, we're putting you on the air, WCMY, the big talker in the morning. I mean, you got to move all your shit to Detroit, bro, at 1-800-449-8255. And I'm like, no, Sharky stuff's in, like, storage units in San Diego. You know, I'm just like, what? Dude, I can do my show right here, and I'll just email you my show, or I'll just put it up on my YouTube at 1-800-449-8255. And they're like, no, Sharky, arithmetic, you got to move to Detroit, and we're going to give you a brand new car. And I'm like, well, dude, I want a new fucking car. I want to live in a tent. I want to drive a 2008 Nissan and, like, keep all my fucking shit in storage and live in a tent, because I'm used to California lifestyle, man. We pay $8,000 a month out here. And we got people from Belize in all the apartments, and people from El Salvador and Poland. Dude, we got people from Czechoslovakia, white people who, you know, they don't speak a word. And there's the whole fucking apartment is white people from Poland. Dude, I'm not going to fucking leave that and go to Detroit. Are you kidding? And the rent here is $8,000 a month. I fucking love it. At 1-800-449-8255. Arithmetic, baby. The Clark the Shark Show. I'm coming to you live from a tent in South Central LA, where I have no car, I got no money, I got no job. I'm 58 years old, and there's a guy from, like, Costa Rica that does my swimming pool gig now. And there's a guy from Vietnam that does my swimming pool gig now. And people are like, well, like, Shark, you're old, or you're injured, or you're lazy, or the other guy's cheaper, bro. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a little bit of all. It's like arithmetic at 1-800-449-8255. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking up all kinds of funny ideas this morning. Topic number 1, Clark the Shark Show, 1-800-449-8255. Well, look at me. I got to go on to topic 2, North Korea. And they're parading nuclear weapons in the streets of Pyongyang again. And Joe Biden's like, mum's the word, like no opinion. And like the U.S., Japan, and South Korea are like, they're like, well, we can't do shit because Trump isn't here. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I thought you guys don't like Trump. And they're like, well, we would meet with North Korea, dude, or like we'd talk to him if we only had Trump here. And I'm all, why don't you get Biden to go there? And they're like, well, because like North Korea doesn't talk to Biden. And I'm like, well, why not? And they're like, well, because North Korea doesn't respect Biden. And I'm like, well, so what? Why doesn't Biden just man up and say he's going to kick North Korea's ass or something at 1-800-449-8255? You know, like Trump's like fire and fury. I'm gonna get all fire and fury on you, North Korea. I mean, why doesn't Biden do that? And they're like, we don't know, but like he like Garth, Shark, he won't do that. And I'm like, well, Clark Shark, 1-800-449-8255. I'm gonna have to take the mantle and tell North Korea, Clark Shark's gonna come over there and rain fire and fury, like fire and brimstone on you all in North Korea at 1-800-449-8255. If you don't leave South Korea alone, if you don't leave Taiwan alone, if you don't leave Japan alone, if you don't like leave Alaska alone at 1-800-449-8255. And people are like, Shark, dude, don't do that. And I'm like, why? And they're like, because we got Biden to do that. And I'm like, well, Biden isn't doing anything. And they're like, well, we can't do shit because Trump isn't here. And I'm like, dude, are you guys waiting for Trump to come back someday? And they're like, maybe he might win in 2024. And I'm like, I don't think Trump's going to win. In fact, I don't think any Republicans are going to win now. And they're like, why not? And I'm like, because now we have mail-in voting, where you could just write a scribble signature and pick up a ballot off anyone's doorstep and mail it with a scribble signature at 1-800-449-8255. And people are like, well, like Clark, they got signature verification. They got like, and I'm like, oh, really, dude? What about all the poll workers that said the signatures didn't match, Garth? And they're like, well, like, they did match. That was a lie. I'm like, what? What was a lie? Who's lying? And like, those poll workers, like, are election deniers that work for Trump. I'm like, poll workers are election deniers that work for Trump? And they're like, yeah, the ones in Detroit, Atlanta, Maricopa County, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, they're like liars. They're like election deniers. And I'm all, they're the poll workers that work the election. They said that the signatures weren't matching, and they were throwing the ballots out because the signatures didn't match. And then someone above them sent the ballots through and counted them and accepted the signatures. They shouldn't have been accepted. And people are like, no, dude, that didn't happen. No, that's the man behind the curtain, Sharky. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it fucking did happen at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. It fucking did happen, bro. And like, no, Garth, that did, the signatures matched. And I'm like, oh, the fucking signatures matched. Tell me where they matched. And they're like, well, they match, dude. Like, the people in Maricopa who rejected the signatures, they didn't check them good enough. And I'm all, dude, the fucking signatures were scribbles. There was a mail-in ballot from a vacant lot. There's no address. There's no building there. It's a scribble signature. And it looks like someone just picked up a ballot off the ground, off someone's doorstep, or ripped it off out of someone's mailbox. I don't know where the fuck they got the ballot, dude. But they wrote a scribble signature. They voted for Democrats. And then they mailed it from an address that doesn't exist. Every single audit in Georgia, fucking Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, dude, they all found this shit. Michigan, they found this fucking shit at 1-800-449-8255. They found thousands of scribble signatures that didn't make any sense. And what makes even less sense is that the vote was counted at 1-800-449-8255. And YouTube's like, you can't make a video, like, even though this is true, it's like, it is true, and we admit it, but you can't make a video about it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, why, dude? The signatures didn't match according to election workers. They're just finding this out now after 2 fucking years. Whole bunch of signatures were just scribbles in Georgia, in Pennsylvania, Michigan. It looks to me, dude, like a bunch of mail-in ballots were just scribbled and voted with no address. And in many cases, they had no signature at all. You know what would solve this fucking problem? Get voter ID and make people make a Xerox copy of a fucking voter ID and mail it in with your fucking vote, dude. How about that? And be like, no, that's racism. I'm like, what the fuck is racist about that? 1-800-449-8255. Tell me, how is it racist to go down to the library or on your own home printer and copy your ID and mail a copy of your fucking ID, your driver's license, or whatever, your state ID with your vote? How is that racist at 1-800-449-8255? And people are like, well, like, dude, the illegal people from Poland, they don't have of an ID. And I'm like, well, what does that matter? They're not supposed to be voting. And they're like, well, like, they might be voting illegally and they don't have an ID. And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't accept any mail-in votes that don't have a fucking ID. And fuck that signature. I don't care if the fucking election worker thinks it matches or not, or even if the next person above them thinks it matches. Don't accept no mail-in votes unless they have voter ID Xerox copy of a fucking driver's license with that vote at 1-800-449-8255. The fabulous Clark the Shark Show, baby, where I got topics like North Korea, forgetting ideas. Oh, I'm fucking remembering my ideas today, baby, at 1-800-449-8255 from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. I can't get my sidekick here, Bea Quivers, to get on the air. She's just over there doing her nails. And I'm like, Bea, get over here and join the Clark the Shark Show at 1-800-449-8255. You got to get on the air, Bea Quivers, because I got to reach out to the African American audience. My audience is all white, and I got Bea Quivers here, and I need her to, like, I don't know, just do that. You know, she gotta, like, reach out for me or something here. I mean, I'm all alone here. I'm just reaching like a Rush Limbaugh, like Hannity, like Howard Stern, you know, like redneck idiots or whatever you call them, you know, the Greg Gutfeld, like college retards. 1-800-449-8255. I got to reach out to a bigger crowd. I need Bea Quivers on the air here on the Clark the Shark Show here on Detroit's WCMY, the Morning Talker, the biggest show in America. And you can hear why right now as you listen to Clark the Shark, why I'm number one coast to coast. It's because it's the Clark the Shark Show, baby, at 1-800-449-8255, where we talk about North Korea, forgetting ideas, arithmetic, and mail-in voting. I think they should have voter ID, a Xerox of your voter ID mailed with your vote. No more mailing a vote without an ID. You got to show a fucking picture. No, I'll take it a fucking step further. You got to show a color picture of your voter ID, your driver's license, when you mail in a vote at 1-800-449-8255. You got to go down to the UPS store or Kinko's or wherever, the FedEx store, and you got to make a color printout of your driver's license when you vote. And then we'll see how the Democrats do when they vote, when they have to put a fucking voter ID in their mail-in vote or their provisional or whatever but vote that's being mailed in. Then we'll see how well they do at 1-800-449-8255. You know what? Something tells me they won't do as well. You know why? Because these votes will suddenly become real. And then suddenly the election workers who have been saying this for the past 5 years, since Roy Moore lost in 2017 when I called it, since Bevin lost in Kentucky, Clark the Shark called that one too. All these election workers have been saying this. They're like, dude, we can't even audit. We can't even fucking count these votes unless we have voter ID, because we have no idea who's voting with a scribble signature at 1-800-449-8255. Who the fuck allows people to vote with a scribble signature with no ID? That's fucking retarded. At 1-800-449-8255, the fabulous Clark the Shark Show, where you get the fastest, speediest delivery. I'm like free-form hip-hop, whatever you call it, baby, freestyle. I'm Clark the Shark. There's no beat. It's just a cappella, baby. It's just a shark-a-doodle-doo right here on WCMY Detroit, the big talker, the biggest talker in the morning. Clark the Shark from the golden EIB Sharkerphone, where you get all the info from a Sharky right here with my sidekick, Bea Quivers. And she's coming on the air soon. Bea Quivers. She will be on the air. One day I'll get her to talk. 1-800-449-8255. Bea, are you going to say anything out there to your thousands of fans right now? Come on, Bea, say something. Okay, Bea, say something to your fans. Come on. Bea Quivers. One day she'll make it in radio. She doesn't have that radio voice like, when you're listening to oldies, you're listening to Clark the Shark at 94.9. She didn't have that radio voice. Come on, Bea. 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. We're going to Detroit. Bea doesn't know it, but we're about to pack all our stuff and go to Detroit for WCMY. I got to move all my stuff from a storage unit out to Detroit, where it's going to be cold, it's going to be hot. It's a whole new world. I don't even know if they have $8,000 a month rent. How am I going to adapt to Detroit I mean, it's just, I don't even know how I can do it at 1-800-449-8255. I mean, I'm used to being here in California. Me and Bia, we're used to like rent that's $8,000 a month, and you got people from Bolivia and Bulgaria who don't speak a word. There's like nine of them in an apartment, and the apartment's $9,000 a month, and they think they're living good. They're like, they're like, I'm all, hey, Mrs. Bolivia, what do you think? She's like, I like this. This is good. I'm all, do you know any other English? And she's like, no, I like this. This is good. And I'm like, you like paying $9,000 a month, huh? It's better than your old country where they behead people and rape people and kill people. Sometimes they run up to people, punch you in the head or kick you in the head or shoot you in the head and run away, or they beat you. Oh, wait a minute, that's just Detroit, where Clark the Shark's going at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show, where I'm here with Bia Quivers. But we're going to improve relations with all the races. Me and Bia, we are like I gotta reveal a little secret here to all of you. My wife I'm light complected and she's dark complected, and I don't want to sound all racial or anything, but we're color different humans of planet Earth. But we've been married for 26 years at 1-800-449-8255, and I think we're ready to go to Detroit. I think Detroit might accept Clark the Shark and the golden EIB Sharkerphone, because they're going to be like, that Clark the Shark is open-minded. He's like, he's not racial or prejudiced or any of that. And I'm like, no, Clark the Shark, or either that, I'm just so fucking dumb, I don't know, or something. But I've got married a long time ago to Bia Quivers, my sidekick here on the air, and at 1-800-449-8255. And pretty soon we're gonna come to Detroit, me and her. She's a dark complected human from Earth. I'm a light complected human from Earth. But we're not from Mars, and we're not from Jupiter like Uranus or any of that. At 1-800-449-8255. We're just different, but we're one and the same. And we are coming to Detroit, WCMY. We're going to bring all our stuff in storage units. It's all coming from San Diego and Los Angeles out to Detroit, where we're going to work the morning shift, the number one talk radio in the United States. That's Clark the Shark, where I bring you topics like North Korea, forgetting ideas, mail-in ballots, and all that shit. At 1-800-449-8255. You're going to fucking love it, the Clark the Shark Show. And I want to see you every morning. They're working me at 5 a.m. I have to be at the radio station from 5 to 9 in the morning in the dark. But that's when the Wolfman Jack on crack, Clark the Shark, is really on fire. I'm just gonna drink like 8 cups of fucking coffee, and I will be ready to go at 5 a.m. on WCMY Detroit. And I'm like, you guys, I don't even need to fucking move to Detroit. I can just keep all my shit in storage units, live in a tent, and I can sit here and talk on my Android or my iPhone in a tent. And they're like, no, Shark, that's not professional. We got to have you come to Detroit. And I'm like, why? Me and Bia can just fucking talk in a tent at 1-800-449-8255, and I don't even know if I can afford trucks. And they're like, Shark, we're going to pay you $500,000 a year. You'll be able to afford anything. I'm like, wait a second, how much? And they're like, $500,000 a year. And I'm like, holy moly, all right, dude, I'm going to Detroit, WCMY, Clark the Shark, the Wolfman Jack on crack. He's heading to Detroit with Bia Quivers, and we will be there, WCMY, for the morning talker, the big talk. You are going to get Clark the Shark talking about North Korea, talking about mail-in ballots, talking about arithmetic and forgetting ideas, remembering ideas, and and ideas when they're stolen and plagiarized at 1-800-449-8255. The fabulous, amazing, awesome Clark the Shark Show. 1 in a million, baby. It's why I'm number one, not just in the United States, but worldwide. Even in the universe, on other planets, Clark the Shark is number one. Even aliens and Martians and people from Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus fucking love Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255. I'm number one in the universe. In fact, I'm number one in heaven and number one in hell. You name it. If it's in the universe, fucking Clark the Shark is number one, baby, at 1-800-449-8255. The Wolfman Jack on crack, coming to you live from the golden EIB Sharkerphone, where I will give you autographed spit. I will spit in a fucking bag and I will autograph it with a black Sharpie at 1-800-449-8255. The fabulous Clark the Shark Show on WCMY Detroit. See my baby, you're gonna see my Sharky when you get to Detroit, and I will spit in a bag and I will autograph it, and I will fucking sell you that bag for $1 million at 1-800-449-8255. Autograph spit from Clark the Shark. See if Howard Stern or Greg Gutfeld or Hush Bimbo or Hannity or any of them got spit worth $1 million in a bag. I will sell you my DNA. I'm Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255. The Wolfman Jack on crack. I will spit in a bag and I will sell it for $1 million. It costs $1 million to buy the spit that forms in my mouth because I talk so fast on the radio. 1-800-449-8255. The Big Talker, WCMY Detroit, Clark the Shark. There's no one like me, baby. No one with ideas about North Korea, ideas about remembering ideas about mail-in ballots, ideas about all kinds of topics on the Clark the Shark Show, where I'm the man with the golden voice, the golden EIB microphone. There's only one Clark the Shark, and I want you to tune in, Detroit, every morning forever, because I'm going to be on the radio forever. Even when I'm 109, I'm never going to stop. You're going to come to the radio, and Clark the Shark will be like 110 or like 111. I'll be like, this is your Clark the Shark Show. I'm like 111, and I'm here still going. I'm like Michael Savage. I'm at 93, and I'm still on the radio, you fucking little tack. Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255. I'm 114. I'm on the fucking radio at the Clark the Shark. I got no teeth. I'm 115. I'm setting a record like the Guinness Book of Records. I'm all alone now. Beaver Quivers is gone because I'm 116 at 1-800-449-8255. I was still on the radio, and like I'm 117, and I'm still 20 years younger than Mick, and Mick is still on stage with the Stones. He's like 135 on tour right now down in Brazil. Mick and the Stones, and Mick is like 138 or some shit. He's on stage. He'll never stop at 1-800-449-8255. The fabulous Clark the Shark Show, the golden EIB Sharkerphone, Garth. That's right. That's me, Clark the Shark, on WCMY Detroit. And like, I don't even have Garth with me. Like, this is like excellent. I'm on the Clark the Shark Show, and it's fucking amazing, bro. And I want you to be there, Detroit, every morning with Clark the Shark till I'm 138 years old, and I'll still be 20 years younger than Mick. But I will be on the road. I will travel the country with the golden EIB Sharkerphone, and I will come to you with stories about North Korea, about mail-in ballots that are just a scribble signature, about YouTube deleting you if you even say the word vote. Actually, if you just think the word vote, they won't just ban and delete your videos. They'll sue you because you thought there might be voter fraud. I mean, dude, there's probably voter fraud with Republicans. They probably do voter fraud too, and Democrats are like, that doesn't matter. You still can't say voter fraud. You can only say voter Rod, like Rod Stewart. Like how the Ruddles were bigger than Rod. They're like, you can't say fraud. You got to say Rod. And I'm like, Rod. I'd be like Rod Stewart. Like Mick at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. I just want you there, Detroit. I want you to support Clark the Shark when he talks about North Korea, when he talks about mail-in voting, when he talks about being number one on the airwaves. Clark the Shark Show. I want you, Detroit, because it begins with you. You're the same city where The Who, Can't Explain, was on the radio back in 1965. And I want you guys to remember the Who and remember the Shark at 1-800-449-8255. Clark the Shark, Detroit, the Wolfman Jack on crack, and Bia Quivers. We are coming to Detroit, baby. I'm going to get up out of this tent, and I'm going to get all my stuff out of storage. And the radio station's like, we're going to pay you $500,000. They're like, Shark, that's just the start. Next year, it's going to be even more. It's going to be like $2 million. I'm like, cool. I'm going to Detroit. Clark the Shark, WCMY. I'm going to be the big talker in the morning talker, Clark the Shark. And I'm 58 years old. Like, I'm almost 60 years old. I'm about ready to retire. It doesn't matter. The radio sucks so bad now that you need Clark the Shark to be number one at 1-800-449-8255. I mean, Howard Stern's getting old. I mean, they're all getting old, dude. Hannity's going gray. Like, where's O'Reilly? He's just gone. Where's Savage? Hush Bimbo's dead. I mean, where is Alan Combs? He's dead. Fuck, dude. Where are they all? Where's Tony Snow? He's dead. Oh, shit. Dude, everyone's fucking dead or gone. There's got to be a Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255. I'm going to come to Detroit, and I'm going to rescue the talk radio scene. Me and Bia Quivers, we are going to come to Detroit, and we're going to make money, and I'm going to get Bia here. I'm going to make Bia talk on the air. You're on the air live with Detroit, Bia. I can't get Bia to even talk. 1-800-449. Just say your name. Just say, hi, sweetie. That's all you say. Okay, say it.
Hi, sweetie.
Oh, there you heard it. The debut from Bia Quivers. 1-800-449-8255. The Clark the Shark Show. We're coming to Detroit, baby, where we're going to reach out to all colors. All people are going to love we're like the new Howard and Robin, but we're Bia and Shark, and we're going to take over, baby. And it's hard, let me tell you, it's very hard to go one-on-one with Clark the Shark. I don't think there's anyone, not even Eminem could do it, baby. You could go all the rap hip hop guys. They'd be like, dude, we will not try to go up against Clark the Shark. The fucking mic will get dropped on our ass. And it will, dude. Nobody goes up against Clark the Shark and the golden EIB Sharkophone, baby. It's not going to happen. But I'm coming to Detroit, baby. And you're all going to welcome me with loving arms. And I'm going to be number one. Not just in Detroit, but the entire universe, heaven, hell, fucking Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, fucking everywhere at 1-800-449-8255. The fabulous, amazing, incredible Clark the Shark Show, where we talk about North Korea voting, mail-in illegal votes with scribble signatures, YouTube banning and deleting you for thinking, dude, you can't even think bad about liberals. It's like Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime at 1-800-449-8255. Liberals won't even let you think about them. I mean, pretty soon they'll sue you just for walking outside on your lawn. You know, if you're, you know, you have to be 100% pure for liberals and do what they say, or not only will they ban and delete you, they'll fucking sue you at 1-800-449-8255. The fabulous Clark the Shark Show. And I'm going to take a break now here because Pepsi, there's a guy right here jumping up and down saying, Clark, it's break time. And they're all laughing. They're all laughing on the ground hysterically out there in the glass, in the room. And they're all on the floor laughing, dude. They might be laughing at me. I can't tell. Oh, they're saying they're laughing at my show is so good. There's like 20 guys in the next room laughing at 1-800-449-8255. Well, of course, it's Clark the Shark, dude. I'm fucking, funny, dude. You think Robin Williams is funny on Good Morning Vietnam, or Howard Stern is funny, or Mark and Brian are funny, or, Stryker's funny, or, Hannity's funny, or Gutfeld's funny, or Kevin and Bean are funny, or, Joe Benson is funny, or Roger Hedgecock is funny, or Rick Roberts is funny, or, Hush Bimbo, or Rush Limbaugh, whatever the fuck his name is funny. Dude, they're not funny. Clark the Shark is the funniest at 1-800-449-8255. The fastest delivery, the most clean delivery. hardly a stutter, baby. It's Clark the Shark, because I talk into the golden EIB sharkerphone, and I got my sidekick with me, Bia Quivers, and that's why I keep it number one, baby. And I'm brought to you by Pepsi, and right now Pepsi is an extra. All right, man. I gotta stop now, you guys, because fucking Pepsi is in there, and they want me to take a commercial break. All right, well, I'm going to take a commercial break right now, baby, but I just want to say, Clark the Shark, this past thing was brought to you by Pepsi. Now rock on.